Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I kind of want to just dive into what I want to talk about today. I've noticed that is affecting our community, especially when it comes to us being on social media. And I feel like there is a new stage where a lot of people are chasing clout. And like we always say, like clout is one hell of a drug. And I think we're starting to see that in fruition a lot more of how people are being really performative on social media. I kind of just want to talk about some of like the main points that I've noticed, especially as we're diving into parasocial relationships. With everyone now having a platform and everyone being on social media, I feel like everyone believes their opinions matter, which in general, yes, your opinion does matter, but everyone has opinions the same as we all have butt cracks. So it doesn't always mean that your opinion is right or accurate, but I do feel like in this new age, we see a lot of think pieces, especially like on platforms like TikTok and just everyone constantly spewing their opinions and their thoughts on every situation without really always having nuances to it. And everyone is just forming opinions without doing critical thinking, or it's just so black and white. And that's something I have noticed that I feel like as a society, we have to do better because not every situation is black and white, or not every situation is your situation. And we have to start thinking when it comes to like having more nuance to situations and just not always being so quick to spew our thoughts on something without accurately doing our research or getting more information. So that's something I've really noticed, that's just a lot of misinformation being given out there based on what people's opinions and what they necessarily think it's right. And that's just what you think. And some of those things I feel like need to stay in a group chat. Not everything needs to be come on social media and you talking about it and giving your think pieces. So like the next thing that I feel like leads is a form of cloud chasing personally too. Is like the performative living. Like I feel like everyone is very perform I feel like everyone is very performative when it comes to social media and how we all choose to display our lives. Like we all can curate posts and we all curate a life that's not necessarily accurate. And you wouldn't really know that unless you're like in somebody's daily friend group or you're really close to somebody to know if the facade they're posting online is real, the relationship they're posting is real. If there was some, I believe there was even a girl that was selling Airbnb courses and she was renting out other people's Airbnbs, and it wasn't found out till like later when she had made millions off of selling these Airbnb courses because she curated a life by being in these Airbnbs and showing people the part of her life that she initially wanted to show. And we're so quick to believe that. And instead of, we don't know where she was living at, if she was living in a shack or not. But you guys bought those courses, and I just feel like there's a lot of performativeness on social media, and I think that we have to be very careful when we are accurate, like we're trying to portray a life that is not accurate to us, because you are going to eventually get found out, or it's gonna backfire on you when you have to do something humbly, like go back and get a job, and everyone is like, "But you were living so and so lifestyle online. Why are you here?" And I do also think there shouldn't be a space of judgment as to like why people have to go back into the work field or anything. But I do think that you're doing yourself a disservice and you're doing the community that follows you a disservice by not accurately portraying who you really are online and being authentic and showing who you really are, because those are what are actually relatable. Those are actually the people that people want to support, because they can relate to you. Then, like, naturally, people are going to show you the good things that are happening on their lives, especially on social media. We're not going to always take you to the bathroom when we're having a crying episode. Some people do, but 9 out of 10, like, we're most likely not going to show that. So, I'm not saying that you have to show every aspect that is not necessarily, you know, great, but I do think like when you're overplaying your reality of what your life is, like you could go into a concert, but then you did not have backstage passes, but then you made it seem like you had backstage passes. You know what I mean? That's a over performance of trying to showcase that you're someone that you're not necessarily are, than just showing that you just enjoyed yourself at the concert. So that's something I've really also noticed, and I just feel like it's getting to a point we just got to stop and live in your truth. And I feel like with that, that's also made a lot of people on social media think like now everyone believes in some sort of form that they're a celebrity, a D-list celebrity at that, but it's just like everyone feels this celebrity status because, hey, I have 100,000 followers, or like my post got a million views. Now you think that, everyone at the supermarket knows who you are. Sometimes they do, but 9 times out of 10, they don't. And I feel like it's creating this delusional of like now having people that are following us because they want to connect with us or build community with us as more so of like fans. And it's just kind of like necessarily not everyone that follows you is a fan. It can just be somebody that relates to you or wants to build some sort of relationship with you. And I do think that we're forming to this way of looking at followers and people that choose to connect with us on social media as more so like a fan base. And I don't think that necessarily is true. Um, and I do feel like that's another thing that's like affecting us as a community because a lot of people are thinking like, you go out and you're doing a photo shoot for like 2 hours because your 1,000 followers you think is a fan base, and it's just like nobody is like, these are people that you grew up with. Like nobody is watching you like that. Nobody is trying to be your fan. Like there's just a general person that likes your post and supports you. And I do feel like that also leads into performative action like we just talked about, because have this delusional sense that people are watching you because they generally just care about what you're doing, and because somebody mistakenly clicked your stories that they're a monitoring spirit. And it's just like I was just watching every story and yours came along and I clicked through it pretty fast. But on your end you're being delusional, like, oh, this person's always watching my story, why are they not interacting with my post? And it's just like that's a pure social relationship dynamic that I feel like has really influenced us, and we have to talk about it. And within that, I do feel like now people are curating their lives based on viral moments, or always trying to be viral, always trying to get the most reached. And it's like sometimes I feel like, social media started off as a way of us to connect within our community, to build community, to find community. And I feel like we're losing the essence of that by trying to always go viral. Everything has to be a viral moment. Like we're not going out to just authentically enjoy ourselves anymore, or just do activities that we enjoy. I feel like a lot of people are doing things like, oh, can I post this on social media? How can I get content on social media? How can I make this look cool on social media? How can I let everyone know that I did this on social media? And some stuff, it's okay to just enjoy yourself. It's okay to go out with friends and maybe not do a day in my life, maybe not do a restaurant review. It's okay to just go out and touch grass and be with your friends and be within community and just have a good time. And I feel like nowadays, like if you don't capture those moments on social media, then it's like almost like those moments never happened. And I just feel like we are chasing a lot of viralness. I feel like it's chasing clout. If you're trying to be viral all the time, then you're chasing clout. Posts that do go viral after working in social media for 6 plus years are posts that are not meant to go viral a lot of the times. But a lot now, I have seen a lot of curated videos, like people that want to get out of situations or terrible relationships, then coming online and sharing their terrible experience will get them a book deal or the deals that Risa Tisa got. But Risa Tisa's story got what it got was because it was the first person to do it like that. She was the first person to do a series. And I feel like we're missing that uniqueness when it comes to trying to make our content be seen by people by adding us our own je ne sais quoi to it, than just kind of like coming online and telling your tragic relationship story that no one probably should know about, because you saw that Risa Tisa had a moment for me. And it's just like now you just have a whole bunch of people that have an opinion on your relationship and no brand deals and still broke. And I'm not even being shady. It's just the reality of the situation. So yeah, I just feel like we're always trying to go viral. I feel like that's been another way that has changed social media in a way that it's not always fun anymore, because it's like we're always looking for a viral moment. We're not just posting just because some funny shit just happened, and that's just really what it is. Which leads me to like my main thought on this point. I don't talk enough about the humble to narcissist pipeline when it comes to social media. I do feel like a lot of our faves and a lot of people that we started off like, supporting, we supported them because they were relatable. We supported them because we liked them. There was something in them that we saw ourselves in, or we just liked their content, or they were just we just liked them for who they were. And I do feel like over time we don't talk about how, unfortunately, when you are receiving a lot of validation online, it does increase your ego, and it does make you become egotistic. You start to feel important because you are important, and there's millions of people online letting you know every day how important you are to them, that we lose the essence of like real life sometimes. And that's how people sometimes become terrible people in the process. I don't think we have more conversations of how we have a lot more narcissists these days. And I do think a lot of the narcissists that we have are bred through social media, because these are people that have always wanted validation. And then here they are given all of that validation overnight. And next thing you know, they do have some sort of fame. And now that's going to show who they really are, because when you give someone power, eventually the side of them that they've been repressing, the side of them that they've had to hold back to create community and friendships, they don't necessarily have to do that anymore to get into those rooms that they want to, or be in those spaces that they necessarily want to. So the humbleness kind of leaves. And that's how we do have narcissism and more of those breeding online, because we've told this person that their opinions do matter. We've told this person that what anything they do is right. And so they're going to keep behaving that way and doing that stuff. And then it gets to a larger scale where it's like they eventually get canceled because they let their ego get in front of who they originally were, and they lose that humbleness to them. So I am going to do a Substack on this too, and include like some of the articles I read about this. And yeah, that's just really what I talk about. Like, and I want this to be an open discussion. You guys feel free to comment how you feel about this. And it's just something I've just noticed on how social media has been affecting us. And I just feel like everyone is chasing fame or clout in a way of trying to be popular online. And I think we're missing the main point of what being online is, which is really forming community and finding like-minded people, no matter how big or small that is, to build community with. So yes, thank you guys for watching. Just a quick little video, and feel free to comment. And yes, see you guys soon. Bye.